through Sana, no? I'd just like to know, if you can describe, how would you describe your personal experience about being part of this film, and what do you think makes the Song of the Fireflies resonate with Filipinos wherever they are all around the world? Maybe we can start with Ms. Rubo.
Actually, not just Filipinos. It's been our experience as we brought this film to two festivals in LA and in Houston. It resonates with different people, like Americans. We had a Chinese reporter. We had two Taiwanese creatives who came to our Houston screening, and then in LA we had quite a few Americans, and then we had families with children as young as 10 years old, and it was to my great delight and to our great delight was the reaction of even the 10-year-old grandson of my former teacher. He was so happy with the film, he couldn't stop talking about it, that he had to tell his classmates in school the next day, which his grandmother told me in a Facebook Messenger message. So, I mean, and then there was this American who flew from San Francisco to Texas just to watch our movie. And every time I would call the film our little film, she would protest. She said, "Your film is not a little film, it's a big film," because it resonates with all of us. So for me, that was the biggest compliment. I would say that the children and Maury and Rachel and Crystal and Noel were able to transcend all these different ages, different nationalities, and get the message through. So I would say it was a magical experience to be part of this endeavor.
How about you?
My experience naman siguro ikukwento ko from the point of view of the production when we were filming it. I think we did this for 18 shooting days, and most of the filming was done in Bohol. So imagine yung production crew cast in a very beautiful town, small town called Lobok. We had the river to ourselves, so we would shoot in very pristine locations. Never pang nakuhanan ng pelikula or any video. We would have scenes kung saan yung Lobok Children's Choir ay kumakanta sa eksena. Hindi lang sila nag-acting, pero kumakanta talaga sila. No? We would have scenes inside the church. We would have scenes interacting with kids and enjoying. So for me, yung experience, the shooting experience felt like a retreat to me. Parang yung soul ko busog na busog sa experience ng pelikulang to, which is very different from how I experienced my other films. No? This is parang ang sarap sa soul nitong pelikulang to. So, and I hope it sort of translates when the people get to see it.
For me po, most especially because this is also my very first film, I think I'm just very, very blessed that I was surrounded by like a team, cast and crew na sobrang supportive po of each other. And besides me, even the kids po, yung mismong kids po namin sa film are the actual Lobok Children's Choir na they had no experience at all with acting, but they are performers, and so to say the least, I feel like they really did deliver in portraying themselves. But for me, ultimately, this film really does capture I think the essence of being Filipino. Our film is not a musical, but it has songs, but it is a film with such beautiful music by icons of our country, and so I feel like we are able to, yung musical side pa lang po na i-share namin through this film. And syempre, about family, about closeness to one another, family ties, and just resilience. I feel like we were, I hope that we were able to, and I think upon watching the film, we were able to bring that to screen, just the essence of being Filipino po. Lalo na po sa akin, isang Bisaya, Cebuana, na Bohol is a neighbor of ours. Parang nakaka-proud to be able to get such a simple story from the Lobok Children's Choir, their story, and just to be able to also showcase it po talaga, which is really something that is worth telling and sharing po. So, but ultimately, I had the best time po sa first experience ko in the film. And so I'm just very grateful din po kila Tita GR and Miss Rachel, of course, and salamat sa Lester for just, and of course, Sir Jeff also for just trusting us to be able to pursue this movie after so long po. So, yun po. Thank you.
What about you, Miss Rachel?
For me, siguro yung pinaka-memorable and challenging part about bringing this project to fruition was from the very beginning, of course, creating the story, collaborating with Direk King and Sarge Cuesta, our screenwriter, of course, Miss Celeste and Tita Girlie Rodis. Kasi parang inisip namin, ano bang best way talaga to honor the story and the accomplishments, of course, of Alma Taldo. And how do we, I mean, in relation to Alma, how do we tell the story and how do we present the role of Ikit Butalid, who was the wife of the governor in the early 80s, and that's the character that I play, and how, you know, they're parang opposing, not naman ano, there are a few scenes in, of course, in the film where they're not always in agreement, but how do we show that na it's because of their individual strengths and differences that they were able to bring the LCC to where they are now together. And of course, it's just such a beautiful story of how, you know, the magical voices of the choir na, kasi diba, tayo mga Pilipino, napakahilig natin kumanta. Whether magaling tayo o hindi, basta mahilig tayo. Diba? And I think that's what the film really captures. And that's what I am so proud to bring to the whole world. Like Tita Girlie mentioned kanina, we brought it to audiences now, so far in 2 places in the US. And now, the next, we are bringing it to Toronto, Canada, in July. So we are, and of course, Philippine cinemas, most importantly, finally, ma-share na rin namin. So it's a continuing journey, and I'm just so proud to be part of it all.
We're so excited for that, of course. Crystal?
Yes, so I played po the role of Jackie. I was a part of the choir, the Lobok Children's Choir. And grabe po, sobrang ganda po talaga ng experience ko taping for this. It was in Bohol. It was such a beautiful place. I mean, first time ko pong puntahin yun. And it didn't even feel like work po talaga. Especially since we've created such a bond with the choir na parang naging close po talaga kami. And we were so sad that it had to end at some point. But it was just such a wonderful experience, and I don't think anything can ever really replace that. And this movie just captures so much about what being Filipino is, like having so much talent, having so much hope, loving everyone around you. And it's just such a beautiful film po talaga. So I'm really glad that it's finally going to be here, finally, at home. So I'm super excited for that, and I hope that people really, truly appreciate it for what it is.
For me, I play Herbert in the film. So, yung character ko po is going through puberty sa film. And part siya ng Lobok Children's Choir. So parang kapag meron silang competition, medyo nahihirapan siyang kumanta. Parang siya yung weak link dun sa film. So I think that this resonates with Filipinos kasi andito yung Filipino experience currently. At saka yung parang may nostalgia factor din po siya kasi it's set in the 80s. So may ganong parang nostalgia po siya. And I had so much fun being a part of this production. Thank you so much, Direk. Thank you po, Miss GR. And I'm honored to act alongside Ate Morisette, Miss Rachel, at saka si Crystal. Marami po pong iba. And especially sa actual members ng Lobok Children's Choir. Napakababait, napakakulit, and ang dami naming natutunan from them na in-embody po namin sa character namin. So sana po nag-resonate yun and mag-resonate sa inyong lahat once you watch Song of the Fireflies.
Alam mo yung nakakatuwa, no? Each one of you, when you spoke about the film, yung common factor is the connection, that relationship that you've built with the choir, and I'm sure maramdaman namin lahat yan once the film finally comes out. And it's so exciting that it's back home. So I'm sure lahat kami excited dito. And